Hi, I'm Jim Smith. This is 1000. There's an add-on to the Dennis Young interview. Got an email from him with something he wanted to bring up. He said, unfortunately, having a firearms license ensures we're treated worse than criminals because if we fail to report our change of address within 30 days, we can be charged with a criminal offense and spend up to 2 years in jail. Over 300,000 convicted criminals are prohibited from owning firearms by the courts, but they're free to live anywhere in Canada without reporting their address to the government or the police. I ask, who is more of a threat to public life and the public and police safety? Who is more likely to acquire and use firearms illegally? All gun owners in Canada should be asking, does this make any sense? Good point, Dennis. I would like to also add something to Dennis's article. That was very dense. We're going to have him back. Dennis is a treasure trove of information, and we're going to talk to him some more. But I want to talk about the ammunition seizures in High River. This is the one that really bothered me because I happen to be a cartridge collector. Not much these days, but at one time pretty serious. And the history of small arms ammunition is part of the history of firearms. So everybody I know that's got guns tends to have at least a few oddball rounds kicking around in a little mini cartridge collection. Some people have very extensive collections. I've seen some that are thousands and thousands and thousands of items. And they're absolutely fascinating how much variety there is. But anyway, the RCMP claimed that they had seized and destroyed 3.5 tons of ammunition. Now, RCMP are supposed to be federal and therefore metric, so I don't know if that's metric tons or English tons, but that's somewhere between 7,000 and 7,700 pounds of ammunition. And my friends, that's a heck of a lot of money. You guys that go out and buy ammunition know that. It can be a tremendous amount of money. There's absolutely no legal basis for seizing ammunition. It's not allowed for in any statute or act in Canada. Why they grabbed these things, I don't know. There's no public safety issue. If the ammunition is wet, one of two things will happen. It'll go bang or it won't. If it doesn't go bang, then you take it out and put another round in and go carry on shooting. Then you take that misfired round, you pull the bullet, you dump the powder, you pop the primer, put a new primer, put a new bullet or a new powder charge in it, put the bullet back in, and it shoots. The valuable part of every piece of ammunition is the case and the projectile. And many cartridges are very hard to find. Some of you shoot maybe 338 Lapua or Weatherby's or something, where each round is, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. Adds up really, a box of shells adds up pretty fast. If you shoot the big African loads or the old British loads or the exotic metric loads, ammunition can be very expensive. It can be, several Timmies a piece. Quite a few cups of coffee to buy just one round of ammunition for a rare gun. And these guys took them out willy-nilly and destroyed them. There was no record kept of what they took, at least nothing we can get from Freedom of Information. There's no record of what they destroyed, because you could at least compare the two of them and see how much pilferage went on. That's another issue. And there's no record of how they were destroyed. There's no record of what happened to the salvage because, as I said, the brass, the copper, and the lead and those things are all valuable metals in their own right. So what happened? This means that if you consider there's no conceivable lawful right to take that ammunition, this is like the RCMP deciding to come in your house and take your collection of movies because they think you've got subversive movies without a warrant. Without lawful excuse, they just decide to do it. In fact, we really don't know how much other stuff that was taken out of High River. And remember, some of these houses were flooded, a lot of them weren't. They were kicking in doors and taking guns, and they said this was to keep the looters from getting. Well, there were no looters. The only looters were wearing uniforms. They had a security ring around the houses. If there were looters, they would have failed in their job, and they didn't. They did a good job of keeping looters and stuff out. There's no reports. There's one report that the post office was broken into, but there's no record of that. Like when Dennis goes through all his documents, he can't find a written report from a police officer investigating the break-in of a post office. A post office being a federal facility, you would think there would be all sorts of information on that. So that's probably bogus. The police have argued that they came across quite a few homes they're broken into, but when you do the forensic analysis, you discover some other team had broken into that house before. So they weren't even very well organized. But the ammunition really bothers me because it appears that they did this just because. ammunition, guns without ammunition aren't very dangerous. Very interesting thing. So we'll talk about this more later, I'm sure. And like I say, we'll get Dennis back on here in a while, and I want you to I want you to ask your questions. Go on to the 1000.ca on the contact us. Give me your questions. We'll work them in. This is what we do, and try to find answers for you. And remember, the people that are responsible for police misdoing are the people that run the police departments. Police departments, the rank and file, do what they're ordered to do. Very few people are willing to destroy their careers arguing on a theoretical principle, unless we can give them the law and the facts and the information to do. And most of the rank and file police will be quite happy to disobey unlawful commands if they know they have our backing. We have to work on that. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for dropping in and watching. If you liked what you saw, please share it with your friends. Please like it. Please subscribe to our channel and drop into www.the1000.ca and follow our movement. Bye.